Welcome to the most exciting coin discovery of your life. Today, we're diving into the mysterious and ultra-rare bicentennial coins, an ordinary-looking coin with the power to make you a millionaire overnight. If you've got this hidden gem in your pocket, your entire future could change in an instant. Let's unlock the secrets behind this legendary piece of treasure. First up, the year 1965 marked a turning point in American coinage, a moment when history, economics, and everyday life collided in a way that would forever change the coins in your pocket. As the United States faced a growing coin shortage driven by rising silver prices and hoarding, the United States Mint made a bold and controversial decision: remove silver from circulating dimes and quarters. Against this dramatic backdrop, the 1965 Washington quarter was born, not as a rare collectible, but as a practical solution to a national crisis. Yet today, certain examples of this seemingly ordinary coin have stunned collectors with their extraordinary value, transforming a humble clad quarter into a hidden treasure. The Washington Quarter series itself dates back to 1932, originally issued to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Designed by John Flanagan, the coin features a dignified left-facing portrait of Washington on the obverse, while the reverse showcases a heraldic eagle clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace. By 1965, the design remained largely unchanged, but what lay beneath the surface, the very metal composition, had shifted dramatically. Instead of 90% silver, the coin was now struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, making it the first year of a new era in U.S. coinage. At first glance, the 1965 quarter appears common, with a massive mintage exceeding 1.8 billion pieces. But mintage numbers alone can be deceiving. While millions were produced, far fewer survived in high-grade condition, and even fewer possess the unique characteristics that collectors prize. In fact, the transition year created opportunities for rare minting anomalies, including the famous 1965 silver transitional error, coins mistakenly struck on leftover 90% silver planchets intended for 1964 quarters. These rare transitional errors are among the most valuable 1965 quarters ever discovered, with some authenticated examples selling for thousands of dollars at auction. Understanding how such errors occur requires a closer look at the minting process. Coin production begins with the creation of a master hub, which impresses the design onto working dies. If slight misalignments occur during this process, doubled dies can form, creating subtle but valuable variations in lettering or design elements. In 1965, the mint had just eliminated mint marks to discourage hoarding, so all quarters from this year lack a mint mark, making other forms of identification, such as die markers and strike characteristics, even more critical. Transitional errors, on the other hand, happen when older planchets are accidentally fed into presses set up for new compositions, creating coins that should not exist. The survival rate of high-quality 1965 quarters is surprisingly low. Most entered heavy circulation during a time when coins were desperately needed for commerce. As a result, the majority of surviving examples show significant wear, scratches, and dull surfaces. Coins described as scratched or toned, like the one in question, often fall into lower collectible grades unless the toning is natural and visually appealing. Natural toning, formed over decades through chemical reactions, can enhance a coin's desirability, while artificial cleaning or harsh polishing can drastically reduce its value. Strike quality is another crucial factor. Many 1965 quarters were weakly struck due to the high-speed production demands of the era. Collectors look for sharp details in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, features that are often soft or incomplete. A sharply struck example with original luster, even in circulated condition, can command a premium. Add a rare variety or error into the mix, and the value increases significantly. When it comes to market value, most circulated 1965 quarters in fine to very fine condition are worth only face value or slightly above. In about uncirculated condition, they may reach a few dollars. However, mint state examples, especially those graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services, can sell for $20 to $100 or more, depending on eye appeal. The real excitement lies in rare varieties and errors. A confirmed 1965 silver transitional quarter, for example, has been known to sell for several $1,000s, particularly if it is well preserved and authenticated. These coins achieve such prices not just because of rarity, but because they represent a fascinating mistake during a historic transition. Auction records further highlight the importance of condition and uniqueness. The highest prices are typically achieved by coins that are either the finest known examples or possess dramatic, visible errors. Provenance can also play a role. Coins from well-known collections or with documented histories often attract competitive bidding. This is where registry set competition comes into play. Collectors striving to assemble the highest graded sets will pay significant premiums for top population coins, driving prices far beyond typical market levels. Ultimately, the story of the 1965 Washington quarter is a reminder that rarity is not always about age or mintage, but about circumstance, preservation, and discovery. Even a scratched and toned coin can hold hidden potential if it carries the right characteristics. While most 1965 quarters remain common, a select few stand as extraordinary survivors of a pivotal moment in American history. And that is what makes this coin so compelling, the possibility that something so ordinary could, under the right conditions, become truly exceptional. For collectors and enthusiasts, the journey doesn't end with simply identifying a 1965 quarter. It deepens with authentication and professional grading. Organizations like Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company play a crucial role in determining a coin's legitimacy, condition, and ultimately its market value. A scratched and toned coin, like the one described, may seem ordinary at first glance, but under expert evaluation, subtle details, such as die alignment, surface integrity, and metal composition, can reveal whether it belongs to a rare category. Encapsulation in a certified holder not only protects the coin but also provides confidence to buyers and sellers, making it far easier for a seemingly modest piece to compete in serious auctions. In the end, the 1965 Washington quarter stands as a powerful example of how history, human error, and time can transform everyday objects into prized collectibles. Born during a year of economic pressure and rapid change, it carries within it the story of America's shift away from silver coinage and into the modern era. While most examples will remain simple pocket change, a rare few, especially those with transitional errors or exceptional preservation, continue to captivate the numismatic world. It is this blend of mystery, history, and the thrill of discovery that keeps collectors searching, reminding us that even the smallest coin can hold a story worth far more than its face value. Second, the story of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar begins at a moment of transition in the United States, a time when inflation, energy crises, and shifting social values were reshaping everyday life. Introduced during the presidency of Jimmy Carter, this small, copper-nickel dollar coin was meant to modernize American currency and reduce reliance on paper bills. Yet from the very beginning, the coin faced an uphill battle. Its size and color were too similar to the quarter, leading to public confusion and rejection. What was meant to be a practical innovation instead became one of the most controversial coin releases in modern U.S. history, ironically setting the stage for future rarity and collector intrigue. At the heart of the coin is the legacy of Susan B. Anthony, a pioneering figure in the fight for women's rights. This was the first time a real woman, not a symbolic figure, appeared on circulating U.S. coinage, making the series historically significant beyond its monetary role. The design was created by Frank Gasparro, the chief engraver of the United States Mint. Gasparro adapted Anthony's portrait from earlier commemorative medals, capturing her determined expression in a compact format. The reverse design, carried over from the Eisenhower dollar, features an eagle landing on the moon, an homage to the Apollo 11 mission, linking the coin to both social progress and technological achievement. The 1979 mint mark indicates production at the San Francisco Mint, a facility known for striking both proof and circulation quality coins. While millions of 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars were produced, including proof versions, mintage alone does not define rarity. In fact, high mintage coins can still become scarce in top condition or with specific varieties. For collectors, the distinction between common and rare often lies not in how many were made, but in how many survived in exceptional condition or with unique characteristics. When examining a scratched and toned example, the conversation shifts from ideal perfection to the realities of circulation. Most 1979 dollars entered everyday commerce, where they quickly accumulated wear, contact marks, and environmental toning. Survival rate becomes critical here. While many coins exist, far fewer remain in collectible states such as about uncirculated or mint state. Coins with heavy scratches typically fall into lower grades, but even these can hold surprising value if they exhibit a rare variety or minting anomaly. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is the presence of notable varieties, particularly in proof coins. The Type 1 and Type 2 mint mark varieties are a key focus for collectors. Type 1 features a filled or blob-like S, while Type 2 displays a clear, sharp mint mark. The Type 2 proof is significantly rarer and commands strong premiums in high grades. Additionally, collectors search for doubled dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes. Though less common in circulation strikes, these varieties can transform an otherwise ordinary coin into a highly desirable collectible. Understanding how these errors occur adds another layer of intrigue. During the die creation process, a master hub impresses the design onto working dies. If the hub shifts slightly between impressions, it can create doubled features known as hub doubling. In earlier eras, mint marks were punched by hand, leading to repunched mint marks when alignment was imperfect. Even in 1979, die stress, misalignment, and mechanical issues could produce striking anomalies. These imperfections, once seen as flaws, are now prized by collectors for their uniqueness. Condition plays a defining role in value, especially for a coin like the 1979 dollar. Scratches, often called bag marks, occur when coins collide during transport and storage. Toning, on the other hand, can be either a positive or negative factor depending on its appearance. Natural toning, developed over time through oxidation, can enhance a coin's visual appeal with subtle hues of gold, blue, or violet. However, harsh cleaning or artificial toning can significantly reduce desirability. Professional grading services evaluate these factors carefully, assigning grades that directly influence market value. In terms of pricing, a heavily circulated 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with scratches and toning typically falls within modest ranges, often just a few dollars above face value. In fine to very fine condition, values may remain low unless a rare variety is present. About uncirculated examples can reach higher premiums, while mint state coins, especially those with strong strike quality and minimal marks, can command significantly more. Proof coins, particularly the Type 2 variety in high grades such as PR69 or PR70, have achieved notable auction results, sometimes reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on demand and registry competition. Auction records reveal how exceptional examples can defy expectations. Coins graded as the finest known, with perfect surfaces and sharp details, often become the centerpiece of registry sets, competitive collections maintained by serious numismatists. These collectors are willing to pay substantial premiums to secure top-ranked coins, driving prices far beyond typical market levels. Provenance, eye appeal, and the visibility of unique errors all contribute to these record-breaking results, turning a small dollar coin into a headline-worthy collectible. In the end, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is a reminder that value in numismatics is never just about face value or even silver content. It's about story, survival, and subtle details. Even a scratched and toned coin, often overlooked in everyday change, can hold hidden significance if it carries a rare variety or historical nuance. What began as a practical attempt to modernize currency has evolved into a fascinating chapter of American coinage, proving that under the right circumstances, even the most ordinary-looking coin can become something extraordinary. As collectors continue to the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, a growing appreciation has emerged for coins that tell a more honest story of circulation. While pristine, high-grade examples dominate headlines, there is a quiet but meaningful demand for coins that clearly passed through countless hands during a transformative era in the United States. A scratched and naturally toned specimen, when carefully evaluated, can still attract interest if it exhibits originality and has not been harshly altered. Third, in the early years of the 21st century, as the United States stood at the edge of technological transformation and global uncertainty, a small golden coin quietly entered circulation, one that would later capture the imagination of collectors around the world. The year 2001, marked by rapid economic shifts and the looming shadow of the September 11th attacks, became a defining moment in American history. Yet amid this turbulent backdrop, the 2001 Sacagawea dollar emerged not as a headline maker, but as a subtle continuation of a bold numismatic experiment. Today, this coin, especially when found in unusual conditions like scratched and naturally toned, can tell a far deeper story about rarity, survival, and hidden value than most people realize. The Sacagawea dollar series itself was introduced in 2000 as a modern replacement for earlier dollar coins, following the limited success of the Susan B. Anthony dollar. Designed to be visually distinctive and historically meaningful, the coin features the young Shoshone woman Sacagawea, who played a vital role in the Lewis and Clark expedition. The obverse portrait, created by artist Glenna Goodacre, shows Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, symbolizing resilience and guidance. The reverse, designed by Thomas D. Rogers Sr., displays a soaring eagle encircled by 17 stars, representing the states of the Union at the time of the expedition. This imagery blends national identity with historical tribute, creating a coin that feels both modern and deeply rooted in American heritage. At first glance, the 2001p Sacagawea dollar appears common, especially given its high mintage of over 62 million coins produced at the United States Mint Facility in Philadelphia. But seasoned collectors understand that mintage numbers alone rarely determine true rarity. What matters more is how many coins survive in collectible condition, and more importantly, how many exhibit unique characteristics that set them apart. The majority of these coins entered circulation and suffered the usual wear of commerce: scratches, contact marks, and environmental toning. Ironically, these very imperfections can sometimes be the starting point of a much more valuable story. When analyzing a scratched and toned 2001p Sacagawea dollar, the conversation shifts from perfection to originality. Scratches, while generally seen as damage, can help confirm that a coin has not been artificially altered or polished. Meanwhile, toning, especially when it develops naturally over time, can enhance visual appeal and even increase value. Subtle gold, amber, or even rainbow hues can form as the coin reacts to its environment, creating a one-of-a-kind surface that collectors often prize. The challenge lies in distinguishing natural toning from artificial treatments, a skill that separates casual collectors from serious numismatists. Beyond surface characteristics, the real intrigue of the 2001p Sacagawea dollar lies in its potential for rare varieties and minting errors. Among the most discussed are doubled dies, where the design appears slightly duplicated due to misalignment during the hubbing process, and off-center strikes, where the coin is not properly aligned during minting. These errors occur during the die creation process, when master hubs impress the design onto working dies. If even a slight shift happens between impressions, a doubled image can result. In earlier decades, mint marks were punched by hand, leading to repunched mint marks, but by 2001, mint marks were part of the die itself, reducing but not eliminating the possibility of anomalies. Die cracks, planchette flaws, and transitional errors can also appear, each telling a unique story of mechanical stress and human precision pushed to its limits. One of the most fascinating aspects of this coin is the concept of survival rate. While tens of millions were minted, only a fraction remain in high-grade uncirculated condition. Coins that were poorly struck, mishandled, or heavily circulated rarely survive in collectible form. This creates a paradox where a coin with a high original mintage can become scarce in top condition. For the 2001p Sacagawea dollar, sharply struck examples with minimal contact marks are surprisingly difficult to find, especially when paired with attractive natural toning or a recognized variety. Market values for this coin vary widely depending on condition and uniqueness. A heavily circulated, scratched example may only be worth its face value or slightly more. In fine to very fine condition, values typically range from $1 to $3. As the grade improves to about uncirculated, prices can climb to $5 or $10. However, in mint state grades, particularly MS65 and above, values can reach $50 to $150, with exceptional specimens commanding even higher premiums. Coins with verified errors or striking visual toning can push these numbers further, sometimes reaching several $100s depending on collector demand. Auction records reveal the true potential of this series when all the right factors align. High-grade Sacagawea dollars with rare varieties have achieved notable results at major auction houses, particularly when they are among the finest known examples. These record-breaking coins often benefit from intense competition among registry set collectors, individuals who strive to assemble the highest graded sets certified by professional grading services. In this arena, even a single point difference in grade can mean the difference between an ordinary coin and a record-setting one, driving prices far beyond typical market expectations. Ultimately, the 2001p Sacagawea dollar reminds us that value in numismatics is rarely obvious at first glance. A scratched, toned coin might seem insignificant, but under the right circumstances, Whether through a rare variety, exceptional toning, or high-grade preservation, it can become a prized collectible. This is the essence of coin collecting, the ability to uncover hidden stories within everyday objects. And while it may not be a silver coin or a century-old relic, this golden dollar proves that even modern coins can achieve remarkable status when rarity, history, and collector passion converge in just the right way. As the numismatic world continues to evolve, the importance of professional grading cannot be overstated when evaluating a 2001p Sacagawea dollar. Third-party grading services such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company play a critical role in authenticating, grading, and encapsulating coins to preserve their condition and establish market trust. For a scratched and toned specimen, grading becomes even more nuanced. Experts must determine whether the scratches are circulation-based or post-mint damage, and whether the toning is natural or artificially induced. Coins that retain strong luster beneath light toning and show no evidence of cleaning often receive more favorable evaluations, while harsh scratches or improper cleaning can significantly reduce their grade and desirability. In the end, what makes the 2001p Sacagawea dollar truly extraordinary is not just its design or mintage, but the unpredictable journey each individual coin takes after leaving the mint. From pockets and cash registers to coin jars and collector albums, every mark and shade of toning becomes part of its identity. Some remain ordinary, while others, through a combination of rarity, preservation, and sheer chance, rise to prominence in the collector market. It's a powerful reminder that even a modern golden dollar, often overlooked in everyday transactions, can transform into a valuable piece of history under the right circumstances, capturing the attention of collectors who understand that true worth lies in the details others might miss.